guys, and welcome back to another video. So today is, as promised, I am going to be doing a Q&A video while drawing or sketching something on the iPad, just because it'll be easier for me to multitask, hopefully. And initially this video was supposed to be for 15k. We passed 15k. We are at, I think, 22k, which is, to me, very mind-blowing. How many people subscribed since even like last Saturday's video. But thank you very much for the support, and I hope you guys aren't too disappointed that I am going to be doing still traditional artwork and digital artwork on this channel. I'm kind of going to go back and forth, and every so often I'll be doing the ASMR videos or sketch with me videos. But I'm going to preface this video saying, or not saying, addressing two things. One is a question and the other one seems to be a concern. So the first question that a lot of you guys ask is regarding the pencil tip and the screen protector that I'm using. So the screen protector I am using is the paper-like screen protector. Not sure how well you can hear that, but I think a lot of you guys are aware since a lot of you guys did come from the ASMR videos. But yeah, and then you're wondering whether or not the pencil tip is getting worn down from the paper-like screen protector, because it is a matte screen protector and it does have a bit of a tooth to it. It's not super noticeable. The only thing I don't really like about the paper-like screen protector is that it does change the color and the resolution just a little bit, but after some time I actually don't notice it anymore, so that's not really an issue anymore. But at the beginning I did notice it. So I'll insert a picture where I will show you the new pencil tip, because in the case or like the packaging where you get the Apple Pencil, it includes one extra nib in the box. So I'll show you a picture. I tried to get as close of a picture I could with my DSLR, but I don't have like a macro or whatever lens you use to get super close-ups of smaller objects. But you can see that there is a very little amount of wear. Like, there's a difference in shape by a little margin, but for the most part, it's not that big of a difference. Like, this will tie into the second thing I have to address, but I'm not pressing super duper hard. I've been using the iPad for about 8 months. I bought it during Boxing Day sales so that I can get a bit of a discount. And it arrived like just before January, I think. If not in January, I got it. And I've been using it I used it a lot within January, and then during February I used it a lot, and then March and April I didn't use it as much. I would only use it for sketching, but then the last few months I used it quite a bit. And as you can see, like, I have quite a bit of artwork in here. Some of these folders have like 42, like my OC folder has like 40 something different sketches or artwork in here. Even my Wanu folder kind of has a lot of stuff in here, has like about 40 something stuff in here. So I draw on it quite a bit, and I don't have that much wear on the pencil tip. I think I've seen previous photos of people having to replace the tip because they can see the metal poking out, but you have to whittle it down a lot, especially on the sides, for it, like, for the metal to show up, I believe. So yeah, a lot of it will depend on how you use the pencil. On Procreate, you can actually adjust the pressure curves. So I believe it's under preferences. You can change the pressure curve to however you like, so that you don't have to press as hard to get a darker or more solid line in Procreate. The second thing I want to address is the second thing I would like to address is that a lot of you guys think I'm pressing super duper hard on the screen. I know some people said like, wow, she's gonna really break her iPad, or like, why are you hitting your iPad? Like, why are you pressing so hard? You're gonna break it. I'm not pressing that hard. I think if you compare my Wanu Sketch With Me video compared to my ASMR videos, you can hear a difference. And the reason being is that when the mic is literally touching and is like against my iPad, because my mic would be actually up here, around here, and it's like physically touching my iPad, and that's how I record for ASMR videos, so I can get as much sound as possible. But also during that time, in post, I will also up the sound so that I can try to make it a little bit louder so you guys don't have to turn up your volume super duper high and get scared by ads. Obviously, I'm not going to turn it up super duper loud or you're going to hear like a little bit of fuzziness because there is like air conditioning going on or like a little bit of white noise that will make really like fuzzy noise, or even like the laptop fan makes a lot of noise. But I will insert a clip that'll show the difference between when the mic is right here, like literally against my iPad, or when it's about, I measured it out, like 8 centimeters away from my iPad. I even show it, but you can hear that sound difference. I will not edit anything of it in post, like I won't increase the sound or decrease the sound, so just trust me that there is a sound difference between when the mic is 8 centimeters away and when the mic is literally touching the iPad, because I don't want people to think that I'm literally beating up my iPad to produce sound. If it's really close to the iPad, it will produce that nice sound, but even far away, you can hear it, but it's not super duper loud. I'm not pressing super duper hard, okay? I hope that addresses some things. Okay, I think we're just gonna start. I do have all the questions and stuff on my phone. I did take a bunch of screenshots so that I can answer you guys' questions, but hopefully those two things can be addressed. Okay, let's get started. So today I think we're gonna be doing, let's do some snapshot doodles. Initially this was going to be a part of an ASMR video, but I decided to scrap it because I only managed to finish one and I was feeling tired, and usually when I do these videos I want to try my best to record it in one day if I can, or one night. Okay, so I'm gonna do my best to answer personal questions first if I can. Probably all the questions are gonna be scattered anyways, but let's just start off with a sketch and then we can get into answering the questions a little bit more fluidly, since I do have to look down at my phone to read. Okay, so I'm gonna address something again. All the brushes that I'm gonna be using for this and usually for my videos will be the same brushes because I do like doing painting, digital painting. So the sketch brush that I use here is pretty much just Jing Sketch's sketch round brush that he has. I think all I modified is that the max size and min size is a little bit different, so I have a larger range, and I changed the opacity a little bit. Paint is actually based off of his, which one is it? I believe it's his flat painting stream brush. I changed the shape, so you can go into like the brushes preferences and settings and stuff, and you can change the initial shape, and I changed it to a round shape because I prefer a round over the square when I'm doing like flats. And then the sharp render brush is just his sharp render brush, and this is what I do for all the detailing, line work, and cleaning up. Another brush that I do use sometimes is the Sprout Sketch brush, which is basically just the no render brush that comes with Procreate. I did change the, I think also the, what is it called, opacity, as well as a few other things like the max min size, as well I think of how it tapers. I believe it might be just the opacity, but you can play around with however you like it. I think it's best to figure out what brushes you like. And then Wet One I will have a link in the description, because I think in other videos where I do use it, it is in the description, so please just check the description if you have any questions in terms of tools. It'll save me some time. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so the first question I'm gonna answer is by Athira Kairani. And she or he asked, or they asked, how old are you? How old did you start when you started drawing? And are you watching Haikyuu? And who is your favorite character in Haikyuu? So I am 24 years old. I turned 24 in July, as some of you guys know, since of that Animal Crossing video I did. And I started drawing, or like taking art more seriously when I was 12. So I believe there's some questions asking like, why did I start drawing, or like who inspired me to start drawing. And basically back in middle school, like literally the beginning of middle school, I moved to the city when I was 12, and my parents enrolled me into this public school, and basically like I didn't know anybody or anything. I'm very shy. I became friends with this one girl and this other person. That the girl I became friends with is actually one of my best friends till today. We still talk a lot and we hang out quite a bit. Obviously not now because she lives in a different city, and because of quarantine we can't visit each other. Her friend group, I guess, there was another girl who was really into art, and I got to know her through my current friend, and I didn't share any classes with her until I think second term of junior high. So I had art class in second term because any of the other electives or options I didn't really want to do. I did take French, and I did take, I think, drama, which I heavily regretted. But basically this girl who I had art class with, we started talking more because we sat at the same table, and basically she was into anime, and she was showing me like, you know, like all these cute anime drawings that she does, and she decided to tell me like, you should watch these anime because they're really fun, I think you'll enjoy them. And I did, and I got really into, I basically became a weeb. I'm still a weeb, I guess. But yeah, she got me into anime and into drawing, and then I decided to draw like a heck of a lot. Like, I feel like in the beginning I never really had any hobbies until I picked up drawing. Like, I like to game, probably because like my brother liked to game, and when I was younger I loved hanging out with my brother like probably the most. Yeah, I didn't really have any hobbies when I'm like growing up, because growing up like in a small town or village or whatever, like you would play outside a lot, or you would hang out with friends, or like I would stay indoors, watch cartoons kind of thing, play video games, play with toys, all that jazz. I've always liked art in elementary school. It was just fun because it's not for marks. You can do whatever you want. The grading was fairly fair and easy, I guess. So it's just fun getting to play around with like coloring and stuff. And the person also asked, are you watching Haikyuu, and who's your favorite Haikyuu characters? So I don't remember if I mentioned this in the Kenma video, but yeah, I am watching Haikyuu. I'm already caught up. Like, I started watching Haikyuu a couple of months after it was first released. I'm still catching up on the manga, but I know way too many spoilers. And I have a very close friend who is really into Haikyuu, so she always wants me to catch up on the manga, but I'm so lazy to read, I guess. I just want to draw all day. And my favorite characters are actually really easy. I like all the setters. Well, I guess like Kenma, Sugawara. Sugawara is probably my favorite, but I do like all the setters. Oikawa, Kageyama, Akashi. But I also like Yaku. If I read the manga more often and caught up on it, I probably have other favorite characters, but at the moment it's those setters and Yaku, basically. I'm not paying attention too much, so excuse if this actually doesn't look like anybody from 17. I'll try to fix it when I'm doing the coloring portion, I guess. Also on this channel, you guys can call me Rin Spirit. I think it'll be the easiest way. I rather people don't call me by my real name. Even though a lot of you guys probably know what it is since it's on like profiles and stuff, but I prefer if you don't call me by that because you don't know me on a personal level, and I kind of rather keep it that way. So just call me Rin Spirit if you ever want to refer to me. It just makes me feel less awkward if you say Rin Spirit rather than using my name. Moon Knight asked, are you an early bird or a night owl, and have you ever played otome games? So I am definitely a night owl. I hate waking up in the morning, to be honest, and I love staying up. Hence why all of my ASMR videos are usually past like 12 p.m. when I'm recording. Just because like I like staying up, but also it's like a lot quieter at night, so I definitely prefer to draw and just like watch videos or whatever I want to do at night. In terms of otome games, I have played otome games. I've mostly played them during, I think, end of high school and maybe my first and second year of uni, but other than that, I haven't played one in a while. I guess like at this point they don't really appeal to me, but yeah, I did enjoy them when I did play them. Okay, so the Corgi Master asks, what music or groups do you listen to? What do you do when you lose motivation? And what's your dream job? So, what music and groups do you listen to? So I do listen to 17 the most. Their music is like more my style, I guess. In terms of what I like to listen to. They have a good range of different songs, so I can usually just get away with just listening to 17. I do like other groups like Monsta X, I do like GOT7, I do like IS1, Lovelyz, Rocket Punch, Golden Child. Infinite has been always my favorite group for the most part, except for when 17 debuted. I definitely pushed Infinite a little bit to the back, but I still love them dearly. Who else do I listen to? I listen to a lot of SM artists. I don't really listen to NCT, I just haven't gotten into them, but they do seem like a great group. What else? Red Velvet, Super Junior, Girls' Generation, FX at the time. What else is there? G-Friend. There's like a lot of groups I listen to. I just can't think of them on top of my head. I do recommend that if you listen to like solo artists, I like IU. I definitely like Paul Kim, Eric Nam. Who else is there? Stella Jung. Who else is there? There's like a lot. I listen to a lot of music, but I just feel like I just don't stan people anymore just because it takes a lot of energy to keep up with groups. Other music I listen to is I definitely listen to J-pop or Japanese music, J-indie, J-rock. I recommend you guys listen to Taichi Mukai or Postman. I'll put them in the description, like Postman, because I feel like it might be hard to listen or to find. But I love their song, like Flash. I think Shimmering and Flashing is what it's called. I really like that song. What else do I listen to? What do you do when you lose motivation? I think if you mean motivation in drawing, I usually take a break. That or I go do studies or try to find a thing like I need to improve on, because sometimes I just need structure rather than, you know, like I need to think of something that I want to draw. Sometimes the structure is what I need. And that's why I feel like lost or not motivated. So sometimes taking a break is good. Sometimes challenging yourself is a good way. I think that's how I treat art block as well. Sunbin asks, which art materials are you more comfortable with? I am more comfortable with, I think, like traditional medium, it would be like pencil. I use pencil crayons a lot as well, and watercolors. I forgot to answer that last question. So what's your dream job? I feel like I just want to do anything that's art related. At this point I'm doing freelance and I run my own shop. I do commissions and all that jazz, so yeah, that's what I'm currently doing, and I feel like it aligns with what I want to do for my dream job. I would like to have my own brand kind of thing, like either a stationery brand, which I'm still thinking of, or kind of like what Hansuke is, like a character brand, and making stuff based on that I think is very fun and cute and kind of something I really want to do in the future. So yeah. Dill Pickle asks, did you go to art school and or are you going currently? Your art is amazing and I kind of assume that you have art education. So I did I do have a bachelor's in fine arts, and I went to a normal university to do that. There is a difference between going to a normal university to get an art education and going to an art school. If you're interested in that, you can probably find more information there. I think there's like YouTube videos on it. There's not articles, but like, you know, people write about it too. I think fine arts wasn't what I wanted to do. but I did learn a lot from speaking to peers, and a lot of my instructors had a lot of like interesting stories and things to talk about, as well as they taught well in terms of like, you know, like learning your fundamentals, how to approach your artwork and stuff, and or if you wanted to do more like, I guess like for me, fine arts is more towards like doing gallery stuff. So if you want to do get your artwork into galleries and shows, I think fine arts is definitely the route to go to, and it's a good way to get your foot through the door because you get a lot of opportunities to do like galleries and small art shows, which I've done with my class, as well as our grad show and stuff. It was a good time, but it's definitely not something I would have wanted to do. I think I would have wanted to do something like 2D design or like animation or character design or something. Would have been more up my alley, but I'm fine with what I did. I learned a lot. I have a lot of weird skills now, like in printmaking, painting. I have like knowledge on different things now, even like sculpting, even though I didn't excel at sculpting. I do have knowledge on it, so yeah. But I want to preface this, but like when you go to an art school, it's a lot of it's your own self-drive in art school. Like your instructors are there and they do teach you things, but I don't think it's teaching you in a way that some of you guys think. They don't teach you like, you know, tutorials on how to draw blank or like, you know, like how to do blank or whatever. Like some of your technicians will teach you like techniques and stuff for like different procedures, but a lot of my instructors were there mostly to give feedback, and I think they did a good job at that. A lot of them give feedback and criticism and also just like insight into like the industry and stuff, which I think is great. They do teach you stuff like, you know, a bit of color mixing, color theory, a bit. At least our painting teacher in my second year did. But he was like a new teacher as well, so we had a lot of questions, and bless his soul, he answered all of them. But it definitely had props are definitely like hands-off kind of thing, and you do your own thing, and then they'll just give you criticism kind of thing, which was good in its own right because it allows you to explore and expand on what you want to learn. There's actually quite a bit of questions I won't be able to answer in this video because a lot of you guys ask questions like, how do you draw chibis? How do you draw clothes? How do you draw hands and stuff? And those are the things like I won't be able to explain because I feel like they correlate to people wanting tutorials, which was also another heavily asked questions like, when are you going to be doing tutorials? And that just makes me feel like you didn't watch the last few videos, and I know a lot of you guys are new, so it's like it's understandable, but like I'll just say it in this video, I have no intentions of making tutorials. That's my opinion and personal preference. I have no intentions of doing anything like tutorials or anything like that. The best you're gonna get is like these kinds of videos where you can actually see me do things kind of like in real time, and I usually put little text things in other videos talking about process or why I'm doing some stuff, but I can't explain things in a way that is comfortable for myself as well as probably beneficial for you guys. So I would highly suggest you guys just find a different channel or do your own research on how you want to draw stuff, because this channel is not for tutorials or for teaching per se. I'm just here because I want to record my own process and stuff, and I don't mind sharing it with you guys since a lot of you guys also like art and enjoy art, so it's kind of nice seeing other people's opinions on how I approach things. Yeah, so a lot of you guys also asked why did you start a YouTube channel, or how did you start, and how can you guys start making your own YouTube channel. I don't have too much to say about how you guys can start, I would just suggest just start. A lot of my people that watched before the weird influx of viewership came from other platforms like Twitter, at the time Tumblr, DeviantArt, and currently more so from Instagram. It was mostly those people that watch my videos. In terms of why I started a YouTube was actually because at the time, me and my closest friends at the time really liked art, and we wanted to show each other how we drew, I guess, like how we approach things, because we drew very differently, but we all found different methods and stuff, and we wanted to share it with each other. And one way is to screen record, upload it onto YouTube, and then just share the link with each other. Not meant for everybody to see. I still have some old videos on here, but yeah, I highly recommend you don't watch them. They're very strange. KS asks, do you read yaoi? Insert Lani face here. Short answer is no, I don't read yaoi. I actually don't mind BL stuff. I've read BL stuff before, and I think they're very cute. A lot of them are very wholesome. I have no interest in reading BL. I just don't have interest in reading anything like R-rated, and that includes like horror, blood, anything R18, not safe for work stuff. I just have no interest in it. I love fluffy, cute stuff. If I'm ever like taking a break, like I don't want to put myself through like something that might I'm not as comfortable with, I guess. So the short answer is no. I don't read yaoi. I don't mind BL though. I'm not gonna answer questions that say how long have you been drawing? You guys can do the math. I was 12 and I'm 24 now, so there you go. Eliana asks, I love your art style, but onto the questions. How did you find your art style, and what made you keep doing your art style currently and still doing chibis? Will you ever do tutorials on how you draw your art style on digital or traditional? I would love that, and I understand if you're not comfortable with that, and your favorite traditional art supplies like markers, sketchbooks, etc. And how did you get your art style today? So they have a really long question. I'll put that on the screen along with the other questions. But in short, for looking for your art style, I feel like if you're starting off with art and stuff, there's no stress and no need to focus on finding an art style. Everyone actually has their own art style. You just probably can't see your own. And there's no reason to need to focus on finding your art style if it's not something needed, if you know what I mean. Like a lot of people who want art styles, or where art style becomes more important when I feel like it's more you're in the industry or looking for jobs or clients, because you need that consistency. I feel like when you're starting out, or not even when you're starting out, even when you're like proficient at art, your style will slowly change because your taste and preferences as a person will change. So I don't think I found my art style. I just found a way I like working, and I know like you can actively look for your art style per se if you just, look at the artists and artwork that you like and start weeding out stuff you do and you don't like and try to incorporate that into your own artwork. But you can do it naturally too. I think if you search on my DeviantArt, there's like a big difference between my art then and now, just because of preference, and then the more you learn about like fundamentals and stuff would also influence how you draw. So there's a lot of things that will influence it. I think for the most part, just don't stress about it, like especially if you're not looking for like client work or like commission work and stuff. You don't have to have a consistent body of work per se. Obviously it's nice to have a consistent body of work, but it's not needed if you're doing it for a hobby and stuff. I think just find a way you like to work, and as long as you're comfortable with it, I'm sure that making art will be easier for you, instead of pretend you're only looking at one artist and you always have to refer back to that artist in order for you to draw. Like you're gonna get stuck real fast if that's how you approach drawing or finding your style, because if you keep approaching that person's like how they only draw, then you're gonna get stuck, because once they don't have something that you're looking for, then you're unable to draw it because you don't have the material like right in front of you. So I would say study the fundamentals, look at many artists, and start weeding out what you like and what you don't like from different artists and stuff, and then you'll slowly learn how to do certain techniques, and that will influence your style as well. We ever do tutorials? No. Who or what inspires you to do what you do in your art style is just like in general. What YouTubers do you watch? I'll put YouTubers on the screen because my brain is really dumb. Or I guess I'm just really dumb and I can't remember people's names and usernames on the top of my head. But I do watch, like, you know, Drawing with Waffles, Casey Golden, Drawfee. I watch Torianne or Victoria Getavillas. Who else do I watch? I watch a lot of people, but I watch them for different reasonings. I usually like watching them when I'm taking a break. I like watching traditional work when I'm traditionally, or like working on traditional art. So like working in my sketchbook. I like watching usually Drawing with Waffles because she's also working in her sketchbook, and it's just like, it's nice to feel like there's like a weird consistency, I guess. Or like if I'm working stuff on my laptop and I'm working in Paint Tool Sai, I like watching Drawfee because they're also working majority like in digital. This is gonna be a hecking long video. And if there's any artists that I look up to that influence my style, I think the way how I approach style, especially like recently, especially like with all this digital work, a lot of it's just coming from my own knowledge and what I've seen. Like, I don't take the time to look at an artist and like study them anymore. Like, I would probably do that when I was younger, but right now it's more like I take a mental note and be like, like I find that person's art very attractive. I like how they do their faces and stuff, and then maybe I want to do that in my own artwork. I'll just take like a mental note. I used to make like, what is it called, like boards, because I wanted to draw more of like Ikemen kind of males and stuff, because I really like that kind of art style, but I figured that's not for me. I draw very like cutesy people, so I've come to accept that. But I'll definitely work on it and stuff, but I don't really have specific artists. I think growing up, if you guys know like Ocean and Space, I don't think that was her name before. I used to look up at her stuff a lot. I loved the way she colored eyes and how she did poses and did coloring, and a lot of her like coloring techniques technically still I use today. Like, she was the one who inspired me to use the multiply tool, or like the layer blending mode, I guess, multiply, because she would use it for when she would use to color skin or did eyes or something like that. I think it was skin. I do the same thing now, but that's like something that transferred over. I think ever since I got off of like Deviant art, I don't have that many artists that like I actively look to. I'll leave another person in the description if I remember their username. I think her new username now is like, I'll put it in the description. But before, when she first started out on Instagram, this is the reason why like I did Instagram anyways, she used to draw a lot of like BTS art. She drew this really cool mint green, or like really, I don't know how to explain, neon green and yellow drawing of Rat Monster at the time, like RM at the time, and I really loved it, and it was done in watercolors. So like that's why I started doing watercolors, and I started doing Instagram, like posting my artwork to Instagram, because I saw her stuff and I really loved her stuff. Rondine Thomas asked, wait, I gotta know one thing. How long have you been a fan of 17? And another person asked, which I can't find the comment anymore, but they asked how did I get into 17? So I've been a fan of 17 since the, I guess like I would just say like Adore You, I guess. Or I guess like technically pre-debut. I didn't start standing them until Adore You, but I knew about them during pre-debut. So basically, me and my friend from back when I used to be on DeviantArt, she showed me this article that said like Pledis is going to debut a boy group with 17 members with the average age of 17. And at the time I was 16, I think, or 17 at the time. Like I think I was still in high school, and that intrigued me because they were like right around my age. So I was like, the members have to be either like right around my age or like there's like a couple, you know, above and below, so they could average out to be my like around my age. So we took a look at them because at the time I was really into Newest and I really liked After School. Like I liked Playlist Artist at the time. So she showed me the article because of that, and yeah, we took a look. At the time I liked Mingyu. He looked like Kim Bum, like his pre-debut picture. If you guys know what article I'm talking about, it's the one with the like the tan teasers and they're holding like their names on these cards. Like they're like holding these giant cards or whatever. And because of that, we kept an eye on them basically. I think we watched, or at least we saw a clip of one of the 17 TV clips where they were in their practice room, but it was them wearing like newspaper basically. And I think me and her, when we saw the clip, or I don't think it was live, I'm sure it's just a clip that someone posted after the live stream ended or something. But it was like Josh and Vernon talking about different things, like I think like ideal vacation or something like that. They even asked Wonu the question. They talked to Woozy, Samuel was there. Yeah, I think that's about it, because at the time, I think that was 2013 that article came out, and then 2014 the big debut project was like announced or whatever. So like I decided to follow that religiously, and then after some time during that era, I guess, pre-debut, I started liking Wonu a little bit more. Yeah, and then I started standing them after Adore You came out, and then they quickly became like my number one group. But at the time I really liked Infinite. Infinite has always been my top group since 2011, so yeah. I still like Infinite a lot though. I really do. I'm a big William stan, not of the company, but like of their artists. So like Golden Child, Lovelies, Rocket Punch, Nell. Is Nell still under William? I actually don't remember. I think they probably not anymore. When did you start drawing digitally? So I started drawing digitally a year after I started drawing in general. So I started when I was about 13. I think I still have my first digital drawing saved. If I do have it saved. If not, I'll just dig around in DeviantArt and go pull it. And put it on the screen. I think it was like a blue-haired girl. No. It was a brown-haired girl wearing teal, which is funny because I feel like my taste in color hasn't changed, because that's like very close to Masaki's colors. But my parents, or my dad particularly, let me buy a tablet, because at the time I believe there was a drawing tablet, which is just Wacom's basic pen tablet, the one with like the black and the red tag on the side, and it was only 70 Canadian dollars. So I think my dad bought it because it wasn't that much at the time. Obviously my current tablet is like $300, I think. It's a disgusting amount of money. But so is this iPad, so I can't really, yeah. Simbin also asked, what is Masaki's favorite food? Masaki likes sweet stuff a lot. I drawn him with crepes recently, so I would say like something like crepes would be his favorite food, because he does have a sweet tooth. How long have you been drawing Masaki? I need to check that out actually. He was actually for a Draw This in Your Style challenge. Here he is. July 11, 2018 is when I started drawing Masaki. So he's like 2 years old, I guess. I have like a bunch of abandoned OCs though on DeviantArt, and I think I want to do a video where I will draw them in how I would draw them today, but like still keeping their design the same way how I did them when I was like 14. Me thinking I can multitask. Ha! Absolutely not. Can you share some things that motivate you to draw? So in terms of motivation, a lot of it's like because I do draw a lot of 17 fan art. A lot of it's because I just like sharing art with other carrots, and drawing 17 is just fun. I always find it fun. Hence why I chose to draw 17 today too. It's just fun to draw. It's freeing. I really like 17 like a lot. So if I'm drawing something I enjoy, then you know I'm gonna want to draw. But I also just like drawing in general, so like whenever I see photos or other people's artwork and I'm like, wow, like I want to draw because like I want to achieve that one day. Where did you first start posting your art and how was it? I first started posting art on DeviantArt because my friend had a DeviantArt account, that same friend that got me into art, and she's like, make a DeviantArt account, like you're 13 now, you can make one, follow me so you guys can see my art because we don't have class together anymore. And I'm like, okay. Because there was like, when I first started becoming like a carrot fan artist particularly, there was only a few of us, and a lot of us were on Tumblr, and then a lot of us left Tumblr. A lot of them migrated to like Twitter, and at the time I didn't really like Twitter at the time, so I decided to move to Instagram after seeing that one girl post her RM fan art. Yeah, now I feel like a nice mutual friend group on Instagram, which is very nice and very like welcoming because I can always count on them to talk to, or they're like my hype friends, I guess. They'll hype me up if I'm sad. I'll try to hype them up if they're sad, kind of thing. Spoil them with art. I don't know. I like them. They're cute people. What's your favorite brush to use out of all of them, and which OC of yours is your favorite? So I don't know if you can tell by the channel, but my favorite OC is Masaki. I had no intentions of making Koji and Sato in the beginning anyways. I just did it because I thought it would be better for me to draw other things except for like, you know, other than 17 and Masaki, which is pretty much all I draw anyways, so that kind of backfired. What's your favorite brush to use out of all of them? So this question's a little vague, and this is by Taylor, exclamation mark. And I don't know if you mean digitally? Probably digitally. In Paintil Sai, I have a sketch brush that is based off of Onisu's brush settings that she posted to DeviantArt like a couple of years ago. I don't know if that's still out there. You can probably search it up. But it's my favorite to use for sketching, and it's very similar to Jing Sketch's sketch round brush, which is very surprising to me, but I love the feel of it. So in terms of my favorite brush on Procreate, I like the Narinder, and I like Jing Sketch's sketch round brush. Because for the most part, I like sketching more than I like painting. But for brushes, in terms of watercolors, my Raphael Kalinsky size 6 round brush is probably my favorite. I can get thick and thin lines super quickly, so I only need one brush if I'm ever leaving the house to go paint or something. I just need one brush and I'm good to go. My questions, so from Sushi Sleeps, my questions. How did you get into art? I already answered that. Do you speak any languages aside from English? Like, did you study any other languages? And what's your favorite anime if you have one? So, languages. I forgot to mention this. I'm pretty sure someone asked it, but I can't find the comment anymore. But they asked, what ethnicity am I? And someone else asked, what country am I from? Or, no, they asked if I'm American. The answer to that is no, I'm not American. I am not from the US. I am from Canada. I was born and raised in Canada. My ethnicity is Chinese, so yeah. In terms of languages, I can understand Cantonese. I rarely speak it. I don't have the confidence to speak it. Because in my household, it's like my parents would speak in Cantonese, I would reply in English, kind of dealio, but me and my brother both use like Cantonese, English, kind of mixed in between. Me and my brother refer to each other as with our, I guess are they titles? I don't know how to explain it. basically we call each other like brother and sister. Like I call him older brother and he calls me younger sister in Cantonese. And my parents also refer to us in the same way, which is how we're used to it. Do I learn any other languages? Taught myself how to read and write in Hangul, so like the Korean alphabet. I don't have a lot of comprehension or like a large vocabulary, but I can listen and pick up some, you know, like phrases, words, and like like sentences and stuff, and I can read some. Like if I watch Pororo in Korean, I did this with my brother because he wanted to test me. I can understand like 80-90% of the first few episodes because we only did like a couple of episodes. Like I could read the title, I knew what the title was talking about, and for the most part I knew what they were talking about and I could translate it. So I know like almost like basic conversational stuff. Obviously I don't know anything about like grammar or like conjugation or like honorifics and stuff, so like I'm not proficient or in by any means, nor did I teach myself those. I just did it because I want to be able to read a few things that like 17 would tweet out, or be comfortable like, you know, like writing their names out and all that jazz. So it was just kind of like, you know, for personal personal interest, I guess. I don't have any interest of actually fully learning it. I do like the language though. I think it's very pretty sounding. So yeah, I'm fluent in English. I can understand Cantonese. I rarely speak it. I think that's about it. I took French for 3 years. Don't remember anything from it. Yeah, I don't think I have technically a favorite. I'm gonna liquefy this. What the heck? Summer Music asks, what other things or hobbies do you enjoy besides art? I feel like I'm still the same as like 12-year-old me. I don't really have that many other hobbies. I do game from time to time. I do like just like browsing the internet, reading up articles, watching videos and stuff, and just like indulging into the internet. Other than that, I like doing embroidery from time to time. I've done needle felting, I've done cross stitching as well. So it's kind of like still arts and craft-ish related. So I think that's about it. I don't do much other than that, I guess. Drawing is the most thing I've done. Like I will just switch between mediums if I get bored or feel like I'm tired of something. I'll just switch mediums. And that usually just sparks a new joy again. So yeah. Grace Forbes asks, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm just kind of in a weird mellow state, I guess. But thank you very much for asking. Adi Ahmed asks, future concepts you wish to see from 17. I feel like I don't have anything particularly I want to see from 17. I'm usually like quite satisfied from seeing what they already put out, and because they have like their own style and stuff, it just feels natural to see what they do. Like even when they did like Fear, or like if they switched to like Snapshoot or like Left and Right, I really like when they do like refreshing concepts. But like stuff like Fear or like Fearless, I would love to see more of that kind of stuff though. Fearless especially. I love when they dress like very like formal, like maybe a suits concept. Suits. Like Kingsman-ish suits, no FUN kind of concept. But I feel like I get my fix because Newest kind of has that vibe. Like Newest has very like classy vibes, I guess, to them, like especially like their music and their concept and like styling and stuff seems very classy, which I feel like fits Newest. So maybe I don't want them to have the overlap with 17, or like 17 having that overlap with Newest. I mean, Jay asked, do you use references to help you draw? If yes, where do you find them? So I think I mentioned earlier that even like right now, the references that I'm using is just like screenshots, or not even screenshots. I have the video just paused and I'm just drawing something that is in front of me. And then Pinterest, I think, is where I use most of my references from. It was just easier for me to find images that are related to each other than using just Google. So I usually have boards and stuff on Pinterest, and it's easier for me to pin stuff for later. Because if I find stuff on Google for references, usually I have to take it into Paint.si and then save it as one large canvas or as several layers to save the pictures. So I definitely like Pinterest because you can just save them online on boards. Let's see. This person's saying like face reveal, show us your face. My face isn't a secret on this channel. I think I have a live stream that has my face on it, and I often post selfies and stuff on Instagram stories when I'm out and about, so it's not like my face is a secret, but I'm not gonna actively show it either. So if you want to see me, just follow me on Instagram, and from time to time you'll see it. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I'm sorry that the drawing isn't probably what you're expecting when doing a Q&A. It's probably very boring to watch. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed watching for the most part. And I'll talk to you guys next time, probably with another video, which I don't know what it will be. I want to bulk film some videos so I can focus on a few other things while I don't have to worry about making videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you guys next time, and thank you very much for the support. And hello to all the new people. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Bye! I forgot to mention, some people asked, how do you work without listening to music? Or like, why is your house so quiet and you can do ASMR videos? Because like, it's always noisy in the house. To answer the question, I do wear headphones and it's plugged into my laptop, and I'm usually listening to music or podcasts at a very low volume, or I listen to other people's ASMR videos while recording. And in terms for why is my house so quiet and I can record all these ASMR videos, I record like past 12 a.m. and luckily my parents and my brother both sleep before then. If I'm lucky, I will record at 12 a.m. because they're asleep, because I like staying up. Other than that, I will record after 1 a.m. because sometimes like my mom and my dad might be up at that time. So yeah, that's the only way I can eliminate noise, is when everyone's sleeping at night. I was like lucky a few times where sometimes in the afternoon and the evening I can get away with it, but people are mowing their lawns usually in the morning and afternoon, so it's impossible now. But okay, yeah, bye.